The Cambridgeshire Fens are one of our most significant landscapes, full of history and meaning. There is a real sense of place here. But unfortunately, over time, their value for nature has diminished. There is now less than 1% left of the original wet fens, which were bursting with wildlife. However, the fens still have several outstanding wetland reserves, such as Wicken Fen, Ouse Fen, Great Fen, the Neen Washes, and the Welney Wetland Centre on the Ouse Washes. The area also has a vast network of ditches and drains that act as havens for aquatic wildlife, including rare plants, beetles, fish, otters, and watervole. Although partners already have a number of nature recovery initiatives underway, we need to move faster towards a vision for sustainable land use that works for people, nature, and economy in the long term. The Fens Biosphere project provides an exciting opportunity to find solutions for this wonderful landscape that respects what has already been achieved but looks to the future. I should now like to introduce Daniel Pullen, who's Senior Conservation Officer with the RSPB, and Sarah Smith, who is General Manager of Fenland for the National Trust.
Hi, so my name is Daniel Pullen and I work for the RSPB in Cambridgeshire. And we support the Fens Biosphere because we're in a nature and climate crisis, both at the global level, but we also need to deal with that at a local level in the Fens. And the RSPB wants to see a Fens which is rich in nature, where we restore nature, where we reduce our climate emissions, but also where we have sustainable livelihoods and where people want to live and where they have a connection to the great nature that we have. And we can't do that alone. If the RSPB is going to achieve that, we need to work in partnership with local businesses, with farmers, local communities, our conservation allies, and with local government. And we think the Fens Biosphere is a great opportunity to provide a shared vision for what we want to achieve in the Fens, and also the partnerships so that we can make that happen.
Hello, my name is Sarah Smith and I work for the National Trust at Wicken Fen. We are supporting the Fens Biosphere in the hope that it will help better connect people with nature in the Fens and enable us to work better together to find solutions for climate change in our area.
A biosphere is all about sustainability. That is, ensuring development now to meet present needs doesn't compromise the next generation's ability to meet their needs too. To ensure this, we have to integrate ecological, human and economic health and well-being in order to create thriving, healthy, diverse and resilient communities for this generation and generations to come. And this is what a biosphere will do, by adding value and over time building resilience and facilitating regeneration, by accelerating the transformation to sustainability in farming and encouraging a society-wide commitment to care for the Fens' natural resources and collaborating to reverse biodiversity loss. Also supporting a community-based program to future-proof against climate change and nudge people to adopt green behaviours and healthy lifestyles and promote knowledge exchange and showcasing best practice in agriculture, water management and nature recovery. I should now like to introduce David Thomas, who is Chief Executive of the Middle Level Commissioners.
Hello, I'm David Thomas. I'm the Chief Executive for the Middle Level Commissioners. Middle Level Commissioners maintain around about 120 miles of watercourse in the Cambridgeshire Fens. The Cambridgeshire Fens are a landlocked area that is entirely pumped. There are around about 80 land drainage pumping stations and we're currently sitting in the largest of those. It's the largest pumping station actually in the UK. So the Middle Level Commissioners are involved in the Fens Biosphere bid because they can see the huge value of national and international recognition of drawing people's attention to the unique nature of the Fens. These Fens have been farmed for the last 400 years. They are totally reliant on the farming industry. But of course the land and the land use has changed. We've got issues with carbon release, changing farming practices that need to evolve over the years. And we obviously have the challenges of sea level rise. All of these things involve partnership working, or the solutions to them will involve the need for partnership working.
If our application is successful, the Fens Biosphere would be a double first for the UK, as it will be in the lowlands and primarily comprises agricultural land in a region of high conservation value. It would bring a new focus to the sustainable development of this important region, strengthening its identity and facilitating increased interactions between the many research and development organisations and other stakeholders, all of which are key aims for UNESCO's biosphere reserves. And the biosphere status would be an international accolade. We would join partnerships with communities pursuing the same sustainable objectives in over 700 sites in 129 countries, including 6 in the UK and 1 in the Isle of Man. I should now like to introduce Philip Eek, who is Tourism Manager for the Borough Council, Kings Lynn and West Norfolk.
Hello, my name is Philip Eek and I'm the Senior Tourism Officer for the Borough Council of Kings Lynn and West Norfolk. Basically, my aims in local tourism are to show the whole world the varied, fascinating and beautiful aspects of West Norfolk. That includes the Fenlands. The Fens, flowing up into West Norfolk's southern area, leads up to our historic town of Downham Market. Over the past few decades, Downham Market has grown from being a quiet market town to a bustling, busy town with supermarkets, cafes and restaurants. Now, more than ever in fact, the support needs to be there for our local venues, organisations, hospitality and tourism businesses. I believe a Fens Biosphere would be a really big deal for West Norfolk. Being one of the varied landscapes found within parts of West Norfolk, I know how much appeal the Fens area has with our tourists.
We will now hear why the Cambridgeshire Geological Society supports the Fens Biosphere. And then to finish, Mark Knockert, the Fens Biosphere Programme Manager at Cambridgeshire Acre, will explain what the next steps are towards gaining biosphere status for the Fens.
The geology of the Fens is fascinating. Ely Cathedral sits on a hill of sandstone surrounded by clay famous for its Jurassic fossils.
Just below the surface is an amazing record of the past few thousand years.
LiDAR imaging reveals the remains of many historic tidal channels that once brought seawater far into the Fens. Our informative and easy to follow Fen Edge Trail helps you explore this unique landscape.
Hello, my name is Mark Knockert. I'm the Program Development Manager at Cambridge Acre and one of the coordinators of the Fens Biosphere Partnership. The partnership has been going for quite a few years now and it's been steadily growing in the number of partners involved and in particular in the range of partners involved. In 2018, with the help of a grant from the National Lottery Heritage Fund, we were able to conduct a feasibility study which really showed the potential of this area has to become the next UK biosphere. We are currently developing all of those ideas and expanding the partnership and working out our future models through a grant through the Waterworks project granted by the People's Postcode Lottery Dream Fund. As part of this, we already obtained candidate biosphere status from the UK Commission for UNESCO. We will not put a biosphere proposal to UNESCO until all stakeholders really understand the socio-economic value and the potential a biosphere could bring for the area, its businesses and residents. The geography we are proposing for the future Fens Biosphere covers a large area. It not only covers the Cambridge and surrounding Fens, but also a number of the surrounding market towns and cities, where people live who have a connection with the landscape within. At the heart of this landscape is an interconnected wet net, huge numbers of ditches, drains and rivers cutting through the Grade 1 and Grade 2 agricultural lands. The cultural heritage of this area is well known, and we've got internationally renowned wetlands such as the Ouse Washes and Neen Washes. We've got a survey going through our website until the end of the month. We really want to know your views on where we should draw the line before we are proposing this to UNESCO. An important element of the Fens Biosphere Partnership's work is getting a clear understanding of where a future Fens Biosphere can add value to existing initiatives and local authorities' agendas. On the screen you see the key work areas we have identified where we strongly believe there are opportunities for a Fens Biosphere to give the extra socio-economic benefit. This has been evidenced by work recently commissioned to Cumulus Consultants, the report of which you can find on our website. The delivery model we see for the Fens Biosphere is around bringing partners together around a central platform, working across multiple interests and multiple levels, levering in funding to get work done on the ground and sharing best practice. Ultimately, what we're trying to achieve is to collectively work towards a sustainable and resilient future for everybody living, working or visiting the Fens Biosphere area.
We hope you've enjoyed this film. To find out more about the Fens Biosphere, please visit the Fens Biosphere website or follow the Fens Biosphere Twitter, Facebook or Instagram accounts. We would like to thank the People's Postcode Lottery Dream Fund Trust for funding this work and all the partners involved in making it happen. A big thanks also goes out to our Twitter followers who have donated many of the photos used in this film.